Hare Krishna. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Hare Krishna, am I audible online?
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome each of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna. Uh, we had met the week before last week. Last week there was a seminar here in ICC. So many devotees were busy. And I personally also wanted to take that association. So we are meeting with a gap of a week, and we were in the mantra number 13 last time when we had done. We tried to do on that Sunday, but we just could not make it. I could not make it. So today we will continue from where we left off. We first offer the prayers and then we begin. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्विताः नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. Welcome for our Bhakti Shastri discussions. Yeah. So last time we had met, I think 26th of July, on Saturday we had met. We had studied, we had begun mantra number 13. We'll quickly take a overview of the section which we are studying and then we'll go ahead. We'll recite the important shlokas. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीत मा गृधः कस्य स्विद्धनम्। So we were in the third section of Ishopanishad. We had in the beginning seen the Ishavasya Tattva, and then its effects and how to know deeper the Isha, the qualities of Isha and all. And then we had begun this middle section, third section about knowledge and worship. Uh, in the knowledge section, the first three verses describe, interestingly, the categories of atheistic knowledge, false knowledge, material knowledge, and then spiritual knowledge. At the end, the section concludes saying, "Be careful that because false knowledge is more dangerous than ignorance. Know the difference in the results of material knowledge and spiritual knowledge, and cultivate material knowledge, uh, understanding the nature of this world with the aim to progress spiritual knowledge." That was the last part, last shloka in that section, mantra number 11. So, in the very same framework, the next three shlokas come. Mantra 12 exactly resembles mantra 9, just that the subject is about worship, and mantra 9 is about knowledge. Mantra 13, it also resembles mantra number 10, and similarly, mantra 14 resembles mantra number 11. In our last discussion, we had seen mantra number 12. Just as false knowledge is dangerous than ignorance, similarly, pseudo spiritualist, false worship is more dangerous than the worship of material personalities. So, in that regard, we had seen one takes to darkness, the falsity takes to deeper darkness. Both keep one in the material world. So, in that regard, we had seen mantra number 12. Mantra number 13, we had begun, and it is very similar to mantra number 10. Mantra 10, what does it say? Any of you recollect? Anyway, it's there. What does mantra number 10 say? Huh? The results of material and spiritual knowledge are different. Material knowledge leads to bad qualities. Spiritual knowledge leads to good qualities. Some 20 qualities or 18 qualities were there. Right? Remember that? And how material knowledge, because there is no understanding of our soul, next life, there is some supreme controller, the qualities to cultivate all that. People may become big scholars, know a lot of information, but there is no effect on their character. How they have become a headache and many things Prabhupada described. Similarly, the mantra number 13 describes the difference in results of worship. What is the result of worshipping personalities of this material world? What is the result of worshipping the Supreme Lord, who is the uh, source of both material and spiritual worlds? So, in that sense, it will be very clear. The word used in mantra number 13 is Sambhuti. Actually, in all three of them, that word is there: Sambhava, Sambhuti. Just like Vidya was there, here Sambhuti is there. Avidya, there Asambhuti is there. In that sense. Let's go to the shloka. Mantra number 13. I remember doing some part of this shloka. Maybe you have to remind, exactly show which part, which place we had stopped. Mantra number 13. I think this will not. Is it visible? Hare Krishna document online. You all have books in front. Mantra number 30. अन्यदेवाहु सम्भवात् अन्यदाहुरसम्भवात् इति शुश्रुमधीराणां येन तद्विचक्षिरे. Yes, Prabhu. Huh? Oh, it's not changed. How do I change it? I have to after this thing. Give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, for the online. Okay. Read the translation. Any devotee online, please read the translation. Okay. The translation. Any devotee who is reading? Vedant, please read.
Yes.
Online, please read the translation.
Yeah. It is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. It is said that one result is obtained by worshipping the supreme cause of all causes, and that another result is obtained by worshipping what is not supreme. All this is heard from the undisturbed authorities who clearly explained it.
Yeah. So same way, one result by knowledge, material knowledge, one result by spiritual knowledge. Yeah. Kindly mute and echo. Spiritual knowledge. Kindly mute and echo. Yeah. Okay, so in the beginning of the purport, Prabhupada clarifies this famous misconception about all paths don't lead to same. People think that all paths lead to same goal, and in that understanding, they find it happy to worship anyone and everyone. They say what is most important is the faith. But it is so foolish. Prabhupada gives an example. If you recollect some ticket. What example?
Like if I purchase the ticket to Bombay, so how can I go to the Kolkata?
You need to decide the destination and then purchase a ticket for that destination and sit in that train. You can't sit in any train and think of going to any other destination. It is so foolish. But it is so, though it is so obvious, people very, hold on to such a understanding, is it not? And that is where it is important to learn this difference in the results from a dhira, who is a bona fide spiritual master, who comes in the parampara. He presents the shastra, the shruti, never presents anything that is not mentioned in the Vedic literature. It's very clearly told. In Bhagavad Gita too, Krishna, he says one very interesting shloka for this, that how the ones whom you worship, that destination you attain. Which shloka? Or any meaning of that shloka? You worship these people, you go to this place. You worship these people, you go to this place.
Yanti Deva Vrita.
Please tell the meaning.
Those who worship the devas, they reach the devas. Pitrin yanti pitrvratan. Those who worship the pitrus, they will reach them. Bhutani yanti bhuteja yanti mad yadinopimam. I think Bhutani is referring to the ignorance, devil sent spirits, I guess.
Correct.
And those who worship Krishna, they will reach Krishna.
So here it's told here, you see, those who worship the Pitrus attain the planet of Pitrus. Gross materialist, they stay here. Only devotees of Lord who worship Krishna, they reach him in the spiritual sky. Actually, only and only the worship of Lord Vishnu, the Krishna's expansions, Vishnu Rupas, that's the only way to transcend this world. Moksha is only for such path, that path. It's very clear. Nanyah pantha ayanaya vidyate. That's the Veda mantra in the Purusha Suktas and all it's told. That's the only pantha. That's the only path. There is no other path like that. It's clearly told. So last time I remember discussing this, that the Vedic theology is often thought of as what is that? Polytheistic. Have you heard this word? Monotheistic and polytheistic. The famous religions of the world like Christianity, Islam, they are clear monotheistic. Is it not? They say is the only way, it's the only path, any other place, any path other than this is doomed. They clearly don't even acknowledge others also. They say they are fit to be destroyed actually. In Vedic philosophy, based on Vedas, Puranas, especially Bhagavad Gita and others, it is polytheistic at its entry. Say suppose one doesn't have that Shraddha, faith and knowledge, based on knowledge and understanding on Sri Krishna, and he wants to worship someone else. It's not that he's completely left out. There is another platform, another path given, and the Shastras for that worship, for the cultivation of that faith is given. Famously, it is told Pancha Upasana. Have you heard this word? Pancha Upasana. It was there in our Shastras, but Shankaracharya made it more famous. 5 primary worships personalities. Shakti, Ganapati, Surya, Shiva, Vishnu. And these are not on same level. Shankaracharya told you at same level. He composed poems praising each of them. And he told ultimately Brahman is the highest. These are all only the means to attain that impersonal Brahman. That was the philosophy of Advaita. But truly speaking, this Panchopasana is a growth of consciousness. So in the beginning, a person just sees the energy and he worships the energy, Shakti Tattva. All the Devi worships, Adi Shakti, all that, Parashakti, whatever Shaktis they worship, right? Then there is Ganas, Ganapati. I don't know so much detail about it. There are experts even in ISKCON about Panchopasana and all. I can give the reference if you want to know more. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur tells about it, how consciousness grows from Shaktas to Suryas, Surya is the next one, then Ganapatyas, then Shiva, Shaivas, then Vaishnavas. It is also collaborating with the growth of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya. Like that it is there. You can clearly contrast with the, what do they call it? Pancha. What does they call it? Sheet of this thing.
Kosha.
Kosha, yeah, sheet. Pancha Kosha. Pancha Upasana, Pancha Kosha. There is a congruence or whatever you can match it. So Bhaktivinoda, our acharyas do speak about it. So why we are talking this is, in the Vedic philosophy, though we see it's polytheistic, people are allowed to worship many personalities, but if you see very carefully, it is conclusively monotheistic. It is polytheistic at the entry, but it is monotheistic at its conclusion. If you want really, truly, properly sees the Shastra, you will come to this conclusion. Worship of Vishnu, Krishna is is the highest. Aradhanam hi sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param. This is told by Shiva. Of course, he goes ahead telling about worship of devotees far greater than Vishnu also. But point is, among all the aradhanas, the highest is Vishnu aradhana. And even in the Vishnu Rupas, Sri Krishna is far excellent. That's another domain. So point is, nowhere, it's told here, see, nowhere in authentic scriptures it is said one will ultimately reach the same goal by doing anything or worshipping anyone. Such foolish theories are offered by self-made spiritual masters who are not in parampara. Bona fide spiritual master cannot say that all paths lead to the same goal and anyone can attain this goal by his own mode of worship of devatas or of supreme or whatever. So Prabhupada gives that example of the train ticket here. Last time we did see this. So it is very important to receive this knowledge from parampara, from an acharya who comes in that parampara. And when one receives like that, one can see the effect like Arjuna experienced. And in the beginning, Arjuna was in confusion. At the end, he was so confident. He was so clear and confident. That can come only when one receives authentic, authorized spiritual knowledge. So that is very, very important. I remember stopping here last time. Any of you can confirm? Any of you? Am I right where we stop? Yeah. So I think, did we do this also? How Krishna is Sambhava by showing many proofs. Okay, we will see that quickly if I have not done. Because it's been a long time. Yeah. So the next part of the purport, Prabhupada describes about how Sri Krishna is the highest worshipable person. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayah. This is a famous shloka which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would often say. Among all the Aradhyas, the highest is Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayah, son of Nanda Maharaj. That is Vrindavan Krishna. He is the highest. So, where all it is told about him being the highest worshipable personality or the highest person, in Bhagavad Gita, in his own words, this is there. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. So from here, you will see a lot of evidences showing Krishna is the supreme worshipable person. So starting from Bhagavad Gita, you're seeing it here. I hope all of you are on the same page here. So in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Krishna says, Vedant Prabhu, can you continue this? I am source of all.
Yeah, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me.
Yeah.
The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
So the word Sambhava, here there is a word called Prabhava. Bhava means existence. So Sambhava means one who is perfect in his existence in the sense that he is present, past, present, future, at all the phases of time. He is present at all places also. At all place and at all time he is present. He is the controller. So that is Sambhava or Prabhava. So that way, the shloka is talking about actually Shri Krishna. Anya Deva Sambhavat. That Sambhava is who? It's Krishna only. One who follows Krishna, he will get a very distinct result. One who follows anyone other than Krishna will get a different result. It is very, very clearly explained here. So Prabhupada quotes from Atharva Veda. He who existed before Brahma and who gave Brahma the Vedic knowledge is Sri Krishna. This is told in Atharva Vedas, part Gopal Tapani Upanishad. In Narayana Upanishad, he says, from Narayana, Brahma was born, Prajapati, Indra, Vasus, Rudras, Adityas were born. So before everyone came to existence, who was there? Narayana. And that Narayana is Krishna's expansion. So Devaki's son Narayana is the Supreme Lord. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. That's how Narayana Upanishad says. Even Shankaracharya also confirms this. Though he is of a different philosophical thought, but he does say, Narayana Paro Avyaktat. He says this in his Gita commentary. So he does accept that how Narayana, Krishna is beyond the unmanifest. Paraha Avyaktat. So only Narayana existed in beginning, and he will exist when everything destroys, and he is the source of all. So in Moksha Dharma, this Smriti part, he created, it's told he created Prajapatis, Rudras, Brahma, all that is described. So basically at the end here it's made as that statement. Can you read, Prabhu, the conviction? Can you read this?
The conviction that Krishna is all in all is established when one hears the transcendental message from the undisturbed Acharya with faith and love.
So after all said and done, who will accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme? One who hears a genuine Acharya with faith and love. It is not just an intellectual proof that will make one to come to Sri Krishna. He also needs to develop faith in the right person. That faith is actually a mercy, actually. That's why you will see there are many, many intelligent people who may not, who are well read in Shastra, but still may not come to this, they even have theoretical conclusion also. Yes, Sri Krishna is Supreme. But when it comes to accepting the path of worship of Krishna, they stay behind. Is it not? At the same time, someone who is very, very poorly learned, informed about the Shastra, but he has developed some faith on the Guru, on the Acharya, he takes to the path of worship of Krishna, and you can see very clearly the difference in consciousness, character. Is it? So how is that possible? Because this statement. So when will a person accept Krishna as all in all in his heart? When, according to this statement,
when he surrenders to a spiritual master and take guidance and give service to him.
Yeah. So when one hears the Acharya with faith and love. This is very, very important. As practitioners of Krishna Bhakti in ISKCON organization, we should actually focus more on developing this sense of faith, which is coming from Bhakti Shastras, which engages in service. This is the greatest asset of a progressing devotee. He should protect it. He should nourish it. What does it mean he should protect it? Who comes and damages it?
Vaishnava Prad.
Vaishnava Aparad is telling. Okay, Vaishnava Aparad. Okay, Maya, Vaishnava Aparad. Yeah, we can say that. True. Some unfavorable association. And when we behave wrongly with devotees, then also that we lose faith. Actually. Krishna makes us not access that faith as if lost. Then what nourishes that faith?
Sadhu Sangha.
Okay, Sangha of the Bhaktas, devotees. Very right. Sadhana, yes. Reading Bhakti Shastras from the Acharyas. Doing sadhana program, pleasing the Guru is very good. What is it?
Following instructions.
Following the instructions of Guru, yes. This nourishes our faith. Actually, we derive faith from those who have more faith. Is it not? It's like that. Faith gets nourished when we associate with the more person with more faith. It's like that. So we should always be seeking association of higher and higher devotees. One should be very greedy for it. That's the way to advance, to hear from them, to serve them. So it's very, very clear coming here. So though there are many proofs which we can show, but still a person with not enough sukruti, faith, he will always have some excuses to not accept. So that's told here. So Arjuna worshipped Krishna like this, and he could really see the difference. Yeah. Can you read this last part? I remember reading this last time. Read this, Prabhu. Arjuna worshipped the Lord.
Arjuna worshipped the Lord by fighting with his so-called relatives, and in this way he became a pure devotee of the Lord. Such accomplishments are possible only when one worships the real Krishna and not some fabricated Krishna invented by foolish men who are without knowledge of the intricacies of science of Krishna described in the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Did you notice that word Prabhupada uses very interesting? Fabricated Krishna. You understand fabrication? Yeah. Like, sometimes when they do this welding work and all this, what do they call it? Fabrication. So what does it mean, fabricated Krishna? Some thoughts, please.
Someone consider himself as a Krishna and tell people to worship me himself.
Okay, he is considering some mundane person to be Krishna and worshipping. Am I right? You're telling that? Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
So any other understanding of fabricated Krishna?
To follow the steps of Krishna from an ordinary person. Like he sees Krishna and he wants to replicate the same leelas.
Okay. So Prabhu is telling to learn about Krishna from a mundane person, and he imitates Krishna's behavior. You see, fabrication means you mold something for your utility. For your purpose, you cut, weld, do bending, this, that, fabrication. That's what called fabrication. So we don't accept Krishna in full. Whatever his activities are there. But we consider, okay, this part of Krishna's personality, this is good. This part of Krishna's personality, this doesn't fit my, understanding of God. So we don't accept that. There was one very famous person, Prabhupada used to tell this. Anyway, Gandhiji, who told that if it's true that Krishna danced with those girls at the mid of the night, then I don't worship that person. I am happy to worship Ram, but not Krishna, if this is true. He told this. I think Gandhiji only, yeah, or Radha Krishnan, one of them. The Prabhupada used to quote this. We think Krishna should actually conform to our definition of who God should be. So instead of approaching Shastras and Guru for getting the understanding of God, we make a frame for God. And God should fit in this framework. That's called fabrication. You cut off, flip off. You getting? Oh God, this thing, no, this cannot be true. This doesn't suit me. This is too much. This is too demanding. No, I'll not accept this. It's like selective, truncated, whatever you call, different words for it. Okay, so that is about understanding Krishna as Sambhava. Now here, very interesting part is coming. And so what we so far saw was who is Sambhava and what will be the result of worshipping Sambhava. Now here, what will be the result of worshipping Asambhava, other than Krishna, whomever we worship or offer puja, all follow them, what will be the result? It's explained here. So here you see from here. I request other devotee to read online. Who would like to read online? Other devotees, please volunteer to read. Yes.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Read. Certainly half educated. From there you read, please.
Certainly, half-educated spiritual leaders who are disturbed by the tides of material existence cannot know him fully. They try to make some compromise by making the mass of humanity the object of worship, but they do not know that such worship is only a myth because the masses are imperfect. The attempt by these so-called spiritual leaders is something like pouring water on the leaves of a tree instead of the root. The natural process is to pour water on the root, but such disturbed leaders are more attracted to the leaves than the root. Despite their perpetually watering the leaves, however, everything dries up for want of nourishment.
Read this next statement also. Worship of
the mass of humanity by rendering bodily service, which can never be perfect, is less important than service to the soul.
You understand worship of humanity? What does it mean? Can someone detail this?
Some philanthropy work,
Like
people freely distribute food, clothes to the needy people, and
food,
they just
clothes.
they just try to it gratifies themselves, like, okay, we are doing such and such thing,
Food, cloth, education, some things will become good in material life. They give very interesting reasons, huh? Arey, why you are going and worshipping stones in the temple? Here is the God. Huh? You worship him. You serve this Daridra, who has become Daridra. That Jiva has become Daridra. Means poor. Narayana is there here. He is called Daridra Narayana. Don't you see Narayana? This is Narayana. This is Daridra Narayana. This is what actually Vivekananda's followers, Ramakrishna's followers said. Daridra Narayana Seva. They called this philanthropy as what? Daridra Narayana Seva. But actually Narayana has not become Daridra. It is Jiva who has become Daridra. And Narayana is there even in Daridra and also in, affluent people also, everyone. So, people say that actually you are so hard-hearted that don't you see the misery, suffering of the people around, and you simply keep worshipping the non-speaking, non-moving stones in the temple. It's very hard they use those words. But the question is, okay, let me hear. So if someone asks like this, the famous quotations are also there. Manava Seva is Madhava Seva.
Janaseva.
And yes, please tell Mataji.
That Janaseva is Janardana Seva.
Janaseve, Janardana Seve. They call it. Interesting that Krishna's worship, not others. You see that? Janardana, Madhava. Because in Krishna's worship, there is a lot of scope of offering. You can offer to the extent, like Balaji, you see how much they offer to Balaji. Instead you can feed so many, right? And you can do this, right? This. So if someone comes with that objection or a statement, what do you think? What is your understanding? How would you reply? Yes, quickly.
Nourishing body is temporary, Prabhuji.
Yes, Meenakshi Mataji, yes, please.
Yeah. Yes, Mother. Yes, Prabhu. Nourishing the material body is very temporary thing. So one should not consider this as a like Manav Seva. And nourishing, giving knowledge to the soul is very, very important because it is eternal and the soul is satisfied only with the knowledge, not with food, even though it is temporary only.
Okay. So whatever service we offer to body is temporary. It will again fall into misery. But service to soul is eternal. Very good point. Any other?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Santosh. Bro.
If people have mood of serving to normal people, Prabhuji, they can serve only for the body, Prabhuji. That if they give some money or something, na Prabhuji, that will keep them to make their body fit. That's all, Prabhuji. But when we give a Krishna Prasad or we connect to them to spirituality, so they might in materialism, Prabhuji, in humanity, the body might come again and again. It will take rebirth and all. It is because how Mataji said it is temporary, Prabhuji.
It's temporary,
So
yeah.
yeah, when we give prasadam and we connect him to the spirituality, so
Yeah.
his soul might return to the Golok Dham, Prabhuji, because
Yeah. So
giving the right
yes,
knowledge.
that same point you're adding more. Very nice. That we can actually enable that soul to attain a permanent state of happiness instead of keep taking a repeated miserable birth
Yeah,
and death.
Prabhuji.
Huh? Good point. Good point. Any other point? Please try to add some different point.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Here is a point. 1 minute. Huh?
Please others, like when you do this mass activity. So in that case, you are praising the human being or other person. But there is no any other element of Krishna or so that like when you please others, at the end of the day, it is nothing but just pleasing other person. So in the sense, you won't get any benefits in the sense of like when you please Krishna, that spiritual happiness what you get.
Okay.
It's not there in
So Prabhu is telling here, Madhavajit Prabhu, that you get actually spiritual happiness and satisfaction by serving Krishna, which is not the case in serving humanity. There is some satisfaction though, people when they but spiritual part, that is yes. Okay. Which is long lasting, eternal. Yeah. Okay. Yes, yeah. Someone online were telling, sharing, yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, how many can we serve? If we see like that, there are so many living entities. It is very limited our capacity. But if we water the root, then it will benefit everyone. That is the point.
Intelligent. It's an intelligent way to use time and energy. Okay.
And if we connect a person, try to help a person establish his relationship with Krishna, then it will be like a chain reaction because we will do it for others and it will spread like that.
Yes. 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 So if we help one person by connecting to Krishna, that person will be inspired to connect more people to Krishna. Such an it's interesting. Good thought. Yes. Okay. Any
Prabhuji,
other distinct point? Yes.
Prabhuji, like people will tell why you're wasting all this money for serving the idol in temple, come and serve the poor. Then actually even they're also spending in malls, theaters, so many places, and they don't go and question there. And also actually all these resources belong to Krishna. So it has to be used for even what is elegant worship of Krishna. There is it is not considered as wastage. Actually, it is a right use of the resources.
Okay, okay, good. So people who complain like this, they are also spending extravagantly, wasting on all material pursuits, luxuries. But when a devotee serves, they have objections. Nice. Okay, so we can see a duplicity there actually. Is it not? We can see the duplicity there. Good. Okay, any other distinct point anyone want to add? Something you are thinking about the difference between
Prabhu, just one small point came to my mind. If serving people on the bodily platform is a temporary thing, but connecting them to Krishna or that is eternal. That is never lost, basically. So even in future lives also, that will keep on progressing ahead.
Correct. So such a deep point actually. How much and how long can we serve a person? But if we connect him to the Supreme Person, that Supreme Person, because this person now is connected, he keeps deriving that help. Is it not? And he is the true benefactor, he is the true friend of the Jiva. If only make that Jiva favorable towards Krishna, then he becomes under special protection of Krishna, is it not? It's such a great help. And that is eternal benefit for that Jiva. Krishna never ever forgets even a slightest service connection done to him. Just see, such an intelligent thing, such a long-lasting benefit. True. Thank you. Actually, I remember this, that on our question, I always tell when this particular point comes of social welfare versus Krishna consciousness. People come, so many so-called professors of those who profess humanity. Oh, be kind, be true, be human. Nowadays that's so famous, isn't it? So all that actually, if you see carefully, what do they actually are inspired by? What is it they are motivated by? Long back, when there was a very famous priest, sannyasi, who was offering a diamond-studded kirita to Krishna at Udupi, actually. There was a lot of hue and cry, this was in early 2000, about why is he wasting so much money to put on stone? Instead, he can feed so many. That sage, that sannyasi, he came out in public and he answered that Vishweshwaratirtha Swamiji came. He told that, who said that at temples we are not serving? We are doing a lot of social service. Temples, spiritual institutions are doing a lot of social service. They don't advertise it. You see, all the temples are usually offering free prasadam. Earlier in the civilization, temples were the places of help by legal advice, financial advice, education. All this was actually centered around temple. And all this was given free. If you see carefully, education, legal advice, medical help, food, which are today so costly. Everything is so costly industry now, is it not? Everything were given free because they were all centered on temple. Temple was considered as the center of civilization. And sadly, that whole center was destroyed by our own ignorance and lenience and foolishness. So we let it get destroyed. And now we are trying to connect, oh, I should do this, we should do this. Actually, the temples, the truly spiritual culture, a true spiritualist is so very compassionate, is it not? They offer help to the needy. It goes unspoken. They don't advertise this. And when the people come and object, devotees serving the deities in temple with luxurious worship, it is often based on envy. It is based on envy. They are spending so much money on useless activities. And when a devotee spends for, he is spending his own money. And he is in fact using it most nicely. And he's also doing a lot of social service. But they see, you're wasting money, you should do this, you should do this. Why you are not spending money lavishly in, on the parties, all the waste luxuries? That they can't bear it. So you can clearly see the duplicity actually there. It is stemming from envy to God. Though it appears very, very pleasing to hear, we should actually feel the misery of the people around us be human, this, that, and all. It is already a founding, it's a generic behavior of a devotee. You see Ranti Dev, in Bhagavatam, a very great devotee who even gave his own food, his own, everything he gave. Harishchandra, Ranti Deva, Shivi, these are all great devotees actually. They are listed in Bhagavatam as the great devotees. And they saw the suffering of a jiva and they wanted to help at the cost of their own life. Vasudeva leper in Chaitanya Leela, he was seeing the worms on his body with so much compassion, where he had that leprosy. He was, if a worm falls off, he would put it back on his body. It should actually be, it's eating my body. It's actually good. So this is the level of compassion of a devotee. If we are thinking, if someone is practicing to appear to practice devotional service and he's not exhibiting compassion, there is a serious problem there. One should practice the compassion, and all the compassion of a devotee is connected to Krishna, is it not? If it is not connected to Krishna, it will become a distraction, like Bharata, like many other examples are also told. Material attachment can creep in. But a devotee always wants to offer connection to Krishna in many ways. Prasad, darshan, many ways by which he offers sukritis. So that is permanent credit, as all of you told. If there is anything which is of the highest value, it is connection to Krishna, which is eternal, and Krishna continues showering his mercy life after life after. So in that sense, worship of Krishna, connecting the soul to Krishna, is something which cannot be compared with worship of body. Worshipping humanity means what? Worship of body, which is bound to die one day. Today we can feed the body, tomorrow it will again become hungry. Today we can dress the body, today we can give some education to mind and intelligence. Next again they will have to learn from scratch, is it not? So one should see the eternity from the eternal viewpoint and see it holistically. So Krishna consciousness, it's serving the soul, mind, and body. It's a holistic service. But the center is what? Souls. So that's why Prabhupada says, do not, what is that? In Bhagavad Gita, he says this, compassion to a drowning man. Have you heard this? You save the coat, but you forgot the person. Understand? Someone is drowning, you try to take off his coat, but you forgot the person. You left him there. It's no use. So that should not be done. And compassion to the body, it always puts a person in confusion. Whom to show compassion and whom to see it ours. It will actually breed enmity also internally. Oh, this person, he is not, he's to be treated anger and envy like that. This person is kind. You show kindness to him, you show envy to him. But serving the soul, it's seeing everyone in that vision of children of Krishna, Amsha of Krishna. That's the highest vision. So our philosophy is so deep in accommodating all these so-called forms of philanthropy, all that, but they connect it to Krishna. That's the most important part. Can you read this? Who was reading this? Please read, continue. Real service to humanity.
Real service to humanity is rendered when one teaches surrender to and worship of the Supreme Lord with full love and energy. That is the instruction of Sri Ishopanishad in this mantra.
This is the real service. To teach surrender, worship of Lord with love and all his energy. Priti Purvakam. So how to worship that Supreme Person? The last part of the purport describes this. It's very simple. compared to the worship of material personalities, say devatas, say many other personalities. The worship of Krishna is most simple in its form. Hearing and chanting about his great activities, Shravana and Kirtana. That's how it begins. One should hear about Krishna from Gita and Bhagavatam, and by this way, his mind or heart starts getting cleansed. Which shloka is this? Very famous shloka. As you hear, one's heart starts becoming cleansed.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्.
Yes, exact verse. Yes, that is told also here. You see, this verse is that. By hearing Shrunvatha Swakatha Krishna, and we become eager to hear. Most important part in hearing is to have the eagerness to hear, not just mechanically hear, but hear with respect, hear with eagerness. We may hear a little time in the day, but hear with respect, hear with eagerness. That will actually inspire Krishna. Oh, this person, that shloka's translation also says, Krishna sees the eagerness of hearing by the jiva and he starts cleansing the heart. Vidhunoti suhridsata. Right? That's very important. In fact, Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam in Bhagavad Gita also. For one who is satata yuktanam priti purvakam dadami buddhi. Yeah. Read this, Mataji. In this way, the devotee.
In this way, the devotee becomes situated in the quality of goodness, the sign of a perfect Brahmana. Anyone can qualify as a Brahmana if he follows the path of devotional service under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master.
So, one can be elevated to the highest material state of Brahmana. Beyond that, even Shuddha Sattvas. When one takes guidance of a spiritual master. A very famous shloka from Bhagavatam which says all different types of outcast people, fallen people, Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, these are all races. Prabhupada tells them these are Africans, these are Germans, these are Pulinda, Pulkasha, all these different names. They are specific races. All such people are actually Papa Yonis. They have a mentality of sin. But they can become pure when they take yad apashraya, by taking shelter of those who have taken Krishna's shelter. By taking shelter of basically a pure devotee. See, any low-born person can be purified by the guidance of a pure devotee, for the Lord is extraordinarily powerful. Shuddhyanti tasmai Prabhavishnave namaha. Prabhavishnave means very powerful. Prabha means powerful. Vishnu is the most powerful, extraordinary powerful. So that is the effect of worshipping Sambhava. Purification, ultimately liberation. But worshipping Asambhava, what is the result? What is the result? And if you recall, what is the result of worshipping Asambhava? In the beginning it came, no?
Deeper darkness.
Basically darkness.
Lights down.
Yeah, it keeps one in material world. Yes, you're right, darkness. But only worship of Sambhava, it actually keeps elevating, keeps giving him more happiness, and ultimately it liberates. That's important to note. In this regard, we saw some famous misunderstandings also. All paths lead to same goal, serving humanity, serving God. These are all myth. These are all false. So right understanding is by serving Sambhava. One serves it by understanding from Adhira, and by serving Sambhava or Krishna, one actually serves all the jivas. Just by watering the root of the tree, one nourishes every part of the tree. This is a very famous analogy from Bhagavatam. So please know this two examples which Prabhupada says. The train ticket example and the watering the root of the tree analogy or example. These are important from your exam point of view. So they are to be this thing anyway. So a devotee needs to choose whom I worship. If I worship this person, I keep taking repeated birth. If I worship this person, I'll get eternal life. So he has to say whom he should worship. Interesting, this thing. I found it very, very striking. Okay. So anyway, now we are going to mantra number 14. Today I do want to go beyond mantra 14. Let's see how much we can go. Mantra number 14. We can say together. It's a simple verse which is resembling mantra number 11. Vidyam cha avidyam cha, it was there here. Sambhutim cha vinasham. So in this verse, instead of asambhuti, it's told as vinasham. Sambhuti, asambhuti, sambhava, asambhava was there. Here what is there? Sambhuti and vinash. Meanings are same. Sambhutim cha vinasham cha yastadvedo bhayam saha vinashena mrutyum tirtva sambhutyamrutam ashnute. Another devotee can take reading, translation online.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Please read, yes.
Translation.
Yeah.
One should know perfectly the personality of Goddess Sri Krishna and his transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes, as well as the temporary material creation with its temporary demigods, men, and animals. When one knows these, he surpasses death and the ephemeral cosmic manifestation with it. And in the eternal kingdom of God, he enjoys his eternal life of bliss and knowledge.
So, one should know the Supreme Personality Sri Krishna. When we say Sri Krishna, what it means? His Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, his Parshadas, his Dhama, all that comes. His pure devotees. And we should also know the temporary material creation, this material world, which is called Vinasha. The word only is like that, Vinash. What does it mean? It means all the material personalities, the different species of jivas, all that. So this way one can actually surpass this material world and enter the spiritual world. This is very similar to mantra number 11. There also it was told same. So spiritual knowledge gives immortality. At the same time, material knowledge is to maintain the body in a good state, to practice spiritual knowledge. In mantra number 11, we had seen that phrase, best use of bad bargain. Remember that? So one should take care of the body. One should know about the body, this world, everything. For our purpose is to use this material situation for attaining spiritual destination. It is suggested in the Shastras by the framework of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha with the true purpose of Bhakti. We saw that last time in mantra number 11. In mantra number 14, it also tells about knowing, but it tells in a little more, Prabhupada explains in the purport about how knowing the nature of material world will help one develop detachment. It's important to develop detachment from this world by proper material knowledge, by proper knowledge about material world from Shastras. And then we can actually develop attachment towards spiritual world. It should actually happen simultaneously. Developing detachment towards this world, anasakti, and developing asakti towards spiritual world. Krishna, that's why he says in Bhagavad Gita also, some shlokas where he says one should actually know about my world. He says 1, 2 shlokas. My world is, it doesn't depend on sun, moon, stars, and fire. You know that shloka? One who comes there, he will not find any reason to leave. He will be ever, forever there. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha. In 15th chapter it comes now. Yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Prabhupada says in that purport, one should become fascinated by description of spiritual world. Ah, such a nice place. And in Bhagavatam, there are a lot of descriptions about spiritual world. So that jivas actually develop attraction there. Unless we develop attraction there, we will not leave this. Is it? It's a natural psychology. No? Only when we like the next destination will we leave the right current situation. Is it not? Say suppose one is moving from one company to another company. When will a person make that transition? Usually. So evident. When will he make it? He gets more benefits than current job, is it not? So one should know that the greatest company, greatest place to work or serve is Golok Vrindavan. Then one can live there. Is it not? So one should become fascinated, attracted by the description of Sri Krishna, his nature, his qualities, the place, the people in that place, the nature of people of that place, all that. So that's described in mantra number 14. Let's quickly enter it and then see the purport. So at first, Prabhupada describes about the question of why at all we have to go from this world anywhere else. Can I not be happy here? Prabhupada describes actually, here there is one very great constant anxiety, which is always there. It takes various forms, but underlying is one only. What is that? Fear of death. So Prabhupada addresses that. Please read purports, points. Yeah.
By its so-called advancement of knowledge, human civilization has created many material things, including spaceships and atomic energy. Yet it has failed to create a situation in which people need not die, take birth again, become old, or suffer from disease.
These problems still very much, in fact, are more aggravated also today. Read this. Material scientists.
Scientists and politicians are trying to make this place deathless because they have no information of the deathless spiritual nature.
So Prabhupada does describe in this purport about when a person is in this world, he has to face some 6 obvious changes. This is there in your question bank also. What are the 6 changes which a jiva undergoes in this world? Birth. See this? I just did not highlight it there. Birth, growth, maintenance, reproduction, dwindling or deterioration, and finally death. That's why Krishna, when he has to describe soul, he says soul doesn't take birth, soul doesn't grow, soul doesn't get destroyed. He's actually countering all these changes. Soul doesn't undergo these changes. Soul is always in that state. The soul which is caught up in this material body, it experiences these changes because of its identification. And the matter as such, which is like without soul, what are the changes it undergoes? Any guess? It simply keeps getting destroyed, moment after moment. Say, suppose here there is a table. It seems to be like this, but how long it will be like this? Something will come and eat it up. Something will, corrode it, or, will break away. Water, this, that. So the only change it will have is keep getting destroyed. But when the soul is there within the material body, then it seems to grow. It appears first, it grows, it even reproduces. It seems like, wow, matter came from matter. One jiva came from another material body. It seems like that. But actually, what is happening? It is because of the presence of soul. When soul is within a material body, it undergoes these 6 changes. So Prabhupada explains that. So please note that also. So the point is, these changes actually embarrass a soul. You understand? The soul actually is eternal, but it is forced to keep changing its situations. It's embarrassing. And each situation is more and more misery only. Birth is a misery, though we celebrate it. Huh? It was a misery. And growth, people are told to be grown. You are a growing person, be adult. What it means is you have to take responsibility. You have to conform. You have to behave more maturely, like that. And the freedom is curtailed. And then maintenance, and then reproduction. He has to take responsibility of the progeny. Many. And then his own body, he's seeing how it is dwindling. He's struggling with his own mind and senses and trying to manage his family. So basically, what is happening in that whole 6 changes is that the soul is embarrassed. Unless he has this vision of, I am eternal, these are all eternal souls. We have come together, let's live for a spiritual purpose. Unless that purpose is not spiritual, if that purpose is not spiritual, then it becomes very, very miserable. So Prabhupada describes that. This is the change. These changes are there from Brahma down to the minute germs, which even live for a small amount of duration, very minute duration. The duration of living is relative. Brahma lives, I think, 311 trillion some years. Prabhupada calculates that. Whereas a small germ may take birth now, may die by night. It had all its 100 years within that. It did all those 6 changes within that. But point is, the experiences are same only. The duration doesn't make the experiences different. The quality of life is same only. So that's why Prabhupada says here that people may try to make this place deathless because they don't have an information of deathless spiritual nature. We can't change the nature of this place. This place itself is called Martya Loka. Here, Mrityu is for everyone. We may believe it or not, but we will also die on one not so fine day. Is it not? So, that's the greatest reality, is it not? As sure as death. So, spiritual life, actually, first it says this so that we become awakened to reality. That death is sure. Make plans for future. Don't be in ignorance. So then the Shastras also describe about that deathless world. In describing that, it's told here about how there are 3 different energies of Lord. Para, Apara, and Avidya, Karma, Sanyaya. So basically the 3 natures, that spiritual nature, material nature, and marginal nature, is it not? So that is described here. In Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita also. Vyakta, Avyakta, and Paraha. Material nature is manifest, unmanifest. But beyond that is spiritual nature. Manifest nature means when Brahma's day is going on, then everything in the world is active. Jivas are having their bodies. All the 14 planetary systems are filled with populated everything, right? That's the 12 hours of Brahma's day, which is very, very long. But what happens when Brahma's night comes? That is called partial annihilation. That's a type of pralaya. Partial pralaya. And in that pralaya, up till Swarga, things are all the planets are destroyed. The jivas lose their bodies. They go and stay in the body of Brahma in that pralaya till the next day. And those jivas who are there in the upper planetary system, they go to higher. Janaloka, Satyaloka, Tapaloka. They are, because they are spiritually oriented, they are there. And that the night of Brahma, which is equal duration as the day of Brahma, 12 hours. That time, the Brahmanda is majorly inactive. Dormant it is called. That state is called avyakta. Gita Krishna says this. Vyakta, avyakta. Vyakta means the day of Brahma. Avyakta means the night of Brahma. It's called unmanifest. So there is a lot of description here. I'm not going to each of that. And like this, the day and night of Brahma keep happening. The beginning of the next day, again the creation and population of all the planets happen. All the planetary systems happen. So Vyakta, Avyakta. Vyakta, Avyakta. But beyond this is spiritual nature. That's told in the shloka. Parah tasmatu bhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yahsa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. This comes in 8th chapter. Krishna tells about vyakta, avyakta states of this material universe, and spiritual universes are beyond them. Can you read this, Mataji? Those living beings who reside?
Those living beings who reside on higher planets like the sun and the moon, as well as those on the Mrityaloka, this earth planet, and also those who live on lower planets, all are merged into the waters of devastation during the night of Brahma. During night, no living beings or species remain manifest. Although spiritually they continue to exist. This unmanifested state is called Avyakta.
Avyakta. So you got this? Vyakta was earlier. Now Avyakta is too. Now continue again.
Again, when the entire universe is vanquished at the end of Brahma's lifetime, there is another Avyakta state.
So there are two types of pralayas. And that's why actually 4 types, but here Prabhupada describes 2 types. Bhagavatam tells little more detailedly, but what is relevant here is only 2 types. So the first type of pralaya, annihilation, happens at the end of Brahma's day. And the second type of pralaya happens at the end of Brahma's life, 100 years. Okay. So that is being described here. So when the end of Brahma's life happens, then the jivas go where that's another long avyakta state. That time they go actually to the body of Vishnu. Their material coverings are destroyed. They go with their karma, sanchit karma, that is accounted. It's not destroyed. But they don't have bodies. They are dormant. It's called dormant state. They go and live in the body of Vishnu, but they're ignorant. So they wait till they get opportunity to get bodies in the new universe. That's like that. So that's the second avyakta state. Okay. So, but beyond this vyakta, avyakta state is spiritual existence. So in the material existence, there is this constant vyakta, avyakta, vyakta, avyakta, like that. But beyond these material universes is spiritual universe, which is in fact majority of the existence. If spiritual universes are considered 3/4 of existence, it's called Tripada Vibhuti. It's coming here. Please read this. Cosmic manifestation.
Cosmic manifestation within the jurisdiction of the various Brahmas is but a display of 1/4 of the energy of the Lord, Ekapad Vibhuti. This is the inferior energy. Beyond the jurisdiction of Brahma is the spiritual nature, which is called Tripad Vibhuti, 3/4 of the Lord's energy.
Yes. So you can see the universe, the 14 planetary systems, how they are populated. This description comes in Bhagavatam at many places. The cosmology is described, what people do, who gets qualified to go where, all that is described. That's all described. And there are many such universes in this material existence, right? This is called Ekapada Vibhuti. In this one universe is shown in the side here. Are you seeing this? I'm getting. Then the spiritual existence, starting from Brahmajyoti and above, this is Tripada Vibhuti, 3/4 of the existence. So especially in the Vedas, these words are used, Tripada, Ekapad, like that. So Prabhupada is describing that here. Yeah, so who can go where? By what paths one will go where? By the path of karma, one keeps going higher and higher within the material universe. But again, he will have to come down once his merits get exhausted. By the path of jnana, he may go beyond the material covering. But because he doesn't know about the Vaikuntha planets, the life there, the Supreme Person there, they may not get that existence. They go to the borders. One will be staying within karma path. Jnana path, one will go to the borders. Even if they get an entry, they will not have a relation with the Lord. They will just be living in that planet, in spiritual world. But the path of bhakti makes a person completely transcend this material world and enter spiritual planet and get situated in a relationship of service with Krishna. And how one can enter? Read this, it is certain.
It is certain, however, that no one can enter into the spiritual Vaikuntha planets without being trained in devotional service.
So, if there is no element of bhakti in one's practice, one cannot become successful in his endeavors, be it karma or jnana. And if one wants to enter Vaikuntha planet, he has to become trained in the path of bhakti. At least his major practice should be bhakti, called pradhani bhuta bhakti. And if he becomes kevala bhakta, then he goes higher destinations. So even in bhakti, there are gradations. Mishra bhakti, guni bhuta bhakti, pradhan bhakti, and kevala bhakti, yeah, like that. So let's read this ahead. As long as this, read it.
As long as this material disease continues, the living entity has to undergo the process of bodily change. Whether he takes the form of a man, demigod, or animal, he ultimately has to endure an unmanifested condition during the two devastations. The devastation during the night of Brahma and the devastation at the end of Brahma's life. If we want to put an end to this process of repeated birth and death, as well as the concomitant factor of old age and disease, we must try to enter the spiritual planets, where we can live eternally in the association of Lord Krishna or his millenary expansions, his Narayana forms.
You see this material world's design. Actually, this is what it means to know material world. To know material, it's told in the shloka, no? One should cultivate the knowledge about this temporary creation. It came, no? There. What it means? It means to know the nature of this world, how it functions, what are the defining rules, the norms, the laws, all that. It's important to know because in this world, there is always change. There is always change. At our everyday level, our own lives, we can see. At the end of our lives, how there is change, you can see. In fact, at the larger level, we can even see the universe, how it undergoes the cycle of pralaya, srishti. Is it not? So there is constant change. This is how the nature of this world is. And if one wants to attain a changeless state, then one has to actually go to spiritual. Because the soul is changeless. Is it not? That's why it needs a changeless state to be happy. And that should be our endeavor. So that's why Prabhupada says here, we must try to enter spiritual planets where we can live eternally in association of Krishna or his expansions, Narayana forms. And that is by the path of serving Krishna by bhakti. And to educate on this, Krishna makes many, many arrangements. The first arrangement he makes is he himself comes and teaches. That's called avatars. What else arrangements he makes? One is he himself comes. Fortunate are those who hear from him directly. Then what else? He sends
He sends his representative.
He sends acharyas, the gurus, his own people.
Shastras.
He sends shastras. He gives the shastras which stay for the entire duration of material existence. They also appear to unmanifest, but again they become manifest. Is it not? So Krishna makes arrangement by shastra, by the method, the system of parampara, and he himself comes. Is it not? So these are the ways by which he offers the solution to cross this world. Read, Mataji, the Lord comes here.
The Lord comes here to re-establish the principles of religion, and the basic principle is the development of an attitude of surrender to Him.
This is very, very central in spiritual practice. Attitude of surrender. Sharanagati, like that. Read.
In this mantra, Sri Ishopanishad teaches that one must perfectly know both Sambhuti, the personality of Godhead, and Vijnata, the temporary material manifestation, side by side.
So, the practice of religion, as it was told, the essential thing is the attitude of surrender. And that should be very carefully cultivated based on the truths of Shastra. There are many people who may exploit a person's faith and they may demand surrender. And when that person's true nature is come out, then people actually lose all faith. That's why it's very hard for a conditioned soul to put faith on, spiritual path. Often it experiences frustration, disappointment, is it not? But when we see the true path, the genuine practitioners, and we get inspired and enlightened by the spiritual knowledge, we put incremental faith. Understand? Increment. You put faith and you see the practice, the effect of the practice, you are inspired to put more. So that's how the path of bhakti doesn't demand blind faith at the first place. In other paths, it's like that, you see. It says, put a faith which is proportional to your understanding and give an attempt. And then you develop more faith. It's the quality of practice becomes more purer and purer. So like that. So Ishopanishad actually tells us that the nature of these two worlds one should know very clearly. Otherwise, one will be attached to this world thinking, being in a dream of eternity. One should not be ignorant like that. So at the last paragraph, Prabhupada says, very nice. Read this paragraph, Mataji. We must therefore
save ourselves and our fellow man in the right way. There is no question of liking or disliking the truth. It is there. If we want to be saved from repeated birth and death, we must take to the devotional service of the Lord. There can be no compromise, for this is a matter of necessity.
Whether we like it or not like it, it's fact. Prabhupada says very clear. It's a fact. It's not someone's imagination. The nature of this world, spiritual world, how we are forced to change. This is fact. If we try to cover it up, good luck. Sooner or later, you will come to reality and you will be more miserable. It's better to see what is coming ahead and be prepared for it. Is it? That makes us at least accept what is coming in a proper frame. And we can prepare for it. That's most important. So Shastras tell us this is what is the nature, this is what is going to come. Prepare yourself. So that way, we want to be saved, then we should take to the path. It's not an option. Okay, if you want to try, keep trying. No one has stopped you trying. In that sense, this is described. So this mantra number 14, it tells about, oh yeah, this is an interesting story of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You must surely be familiar with this. A devotee asked Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that, how is it that people show different extent of faith and enthusiasm in bhakti, and their success depends on their determination and faith in bhakti. So why is it that people who come together seem to have shown different levels of determination and they progress at different levels? Why does this happen? Then Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur tells that story of boatman, the marriage party. You know the story? Marriage party story. Very famous story. That one night, there was a marriage going to happen, and in the Bengal, there is Ganga flowing everywhere. So they are separated by rivers. Villages are separated by rivers. So next day they wanted to go to the marriage. In fact, the man, the groom, he and his all relatives, they gathered in the boat the night before, and they paid the boatman, told early morning we should reach there, all arrangements are well set, we should reach in time. And he started rowing. Sure, sir, I will surely take you. Whole night he rowed. All people, others were sleeping, but this boatman was rowing the boat. Some of you may know the story, no? Can you complete it? What happened?
He forgot to remove the hook.
Huh?
He forgot to remove that hook. That's what
They forgot to remove the anchor.
Anchor, yeah, sorry.
So they kept rowing, but they forgot to remove the anchor. Next morning, they were so angry. You did not take us? No, sir, we did the whole night rowing. You see? But we did not move from here anywhere else. So then they found out that they have not removed the anchor. So what's the lesson here?
Attachment to this material world.
So people, let's read this, Prabhu. Santosh Prabhu, can you read? Those who are
encouraged in the material world, encouraged by their desires for sense gratification, they can never comprehend Krishna consciousness.
We need to know the nature of this world and not put anchors here. Not develop false hopes here. We have to do our duties. We have to do it with the purpose of bhakti. This does not mean being hard-hearted or dropping off the responsibility. No, not like that. But never have fascinations or wrong understandings. You know. Okay, whatever way it comes. That's why this attitude of a devotee. Yadricha labha santushto. You have heard this? Whatever it comes, he's happy. He accepts that and he continues. So this should be the attitude of a devotee while being in this world. He should not have these anchors. And one may be doing a lot of spiritual activities, but if one has anchors, the boat doesn't go much. Is it not? So this is what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, actually. Interesting story, no? And that's why here in this shloka, when it is told, no, simultaneously cultivate Sambhuti and Vinasha, what it means? Cultivate attachment to the spiritual world, detachment from the material world. How will we cultivate detachment from material world? From Shastra only, from Guru only. How will we cultivate attachment from Shastra only and Guru only? So both should be learned. Both should be cultivated. That's the essence of this section. Actually, it's a very nice section. If you see the connections and then the central message becomes so very clear. Falsity is told in the beginning, then difference between material and spiritual is told in the middle, and at the end it is told, understand the natures of both matter and spirit and cultivate it. develop attachment, spiritual attachment, and material detachment towards matter. Both have to be cultivated. So this mantra number 14, in that sense, it told the last principle. Yeah. We conclude this section. Any comment or question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So
Yes.
you told there are 4 types of vibhutis, Prabhuji, like
4 types of pralayas.
yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah. Can you describe it, Prabhuji, little bit?
2 pralayas we saw, na? 2 pralayas we saw, na?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji.
One pralaya is at the end of Brahma's day, another is at the end of Brahma's night. There is one pralaya happening which is called Nitya pralaya. Every day in the body, in our existence, there is something getting destroyed, no? Are you understanding this? That's called Nitya pralaya. And there is another pralaya which happens when the jiva develops complete detachment from this world. He destroyed his samsara only. Technically, it is called Nitya Pralaya, Nainitika Pralaya, Prakritika Pralaya, Atyantika Pralaya. The words are secondary, the meanings are important. The meaning is the first level of Pralaya is happening in our body. At the end of our life, this body falls off, is it not? Duration. Even every day, we have our day, and at the end of our day, money material activities cease to exist. Is not? That's Nitya Pralaya happening in individual domain. Then there is Pralaya happening at the Brahma's day and night. Then there is Pralaya happening at the Brahma's whole duration end, one material universe. Then there is Pralaya of a Jiva's material life. That's called Atyantik Pralaya. Once that Pralaya happens, there is no more Srishti again. He actually lands in spiritual. That's actually liberation. It's actually liberation. So this comes in 12th canto, Prabhu. The pralayas, different types of pralayas. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Leela Madhuri, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We were discussing watering the root, right? In that context, it is quoted like Yasmin Tuste Jagat Tustam. Like if you water the root of the tree, all the leaves, twigs, branches, they get watered. And here, if the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased, then the whole Jagat will be pleased. So I just want to know or understand this. Like, although there are so many devotees who are practicing pure devotion service, and even perfected devotees who are actually, purely serving Krishna and pleasing him, but still we see so much misery and distress in the world. So the Jagat Tustam, how do we understand that Jagat Tustam? It doesn't at least seem so, at least grossly. There's so much misery and dissatisfaction still. So how do we understand this?
What it means, Jagat Tushtam, devotees serving Krishna and pleasing Guru and Krishna, but still the world doesn't appreciate him. Is that the question?
Not just that the world doesn't appreciate, but I think Jagat Tustam means Tusti of Jagat, right? Everyone in the Jagat should be Tusti is, I think, satisfied, right? Satisfied and contented.
Yeah.
So, but that is not happening now. Although Yasmin Tuste, the pleasing Supreme Personality of Godhead is being pleased, and he is pleased also by the service rendered by these pure devotees. But that is not leading to Jagat Tustam, right? So much dissatisfaction, quarrel at all levels, individual, at the family level, at the society level, at the nation level. So how do I understand this? Or even watering the root, nourishes all the branches, twigs, etc.
Yeah, it should be seen at the different levels of pure devotional service. It manifests in different ways. At the purest level, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, all even the animals, and they are also happy. When Dhruva develops pure devotional service and comes back home, his envious stepmother is happy. You see? In the place called Vrindavana, Brahmaji saw that direct vision he got, wherein each one were so non-envious and happy. In the description of Brahma Vimohan Lila, this is the last shloka. Prabhupada tells, this is what is spiritual world, where there is no envy and everyone is happy because they are serving Krishna. Everyone is satisfied. That's the spiritual society like that. That's the fully perfected state. At the level of practice of pure devotional service, which we are talking, what happens is a devotee first understands that it is not the person who is doing some injustice to me. He is just an agent or an instrument. This is at the level of karma, he is seeing it. And he sees that actually it is my own past misdeed due to which someone became dissatisfied with me. Someone became angry on me, like that. Krishna becomes interested in his life. Krishna arranges situations to grow in his outlook towards life. As long as we consider the world is at odds with me, I have to fight. But Krishna says, you don't need to do that struggle. You just serve me. And as soon as we change that outlook, then what happens? Krishna arranges events in our life so that we grow, we rise above our anarthas, our false, faulty views towards people. Tattenu kampam susamikshamanaha. This is all happening because of my wrong activities of past. Krishna is actually he's actually compassionate on me. He's so considerate on me. He has reduced it so much. So we actually leave that envy towards the world. We become, our vision is no more seeing this person is mine, he is favorable, this person is unfavorable. No, this is to be cultivated as one practices pure devotional service. In the Nectar of Devotion, when we study Nectar of Devotion, there is a stage called Shubhada. The qualities of Uttama Bhakti, Kleshagni and Shubhada. In that quality of Shubhada, there is one aspect called Jagat Prinanam. That when one practices Uttama Bhakti, he becomes very attractive to the world. What does it mean, attractive to the world? Does it mean everyone comes praising him, taking signatures, or they are around him? Not like that. What it means is, first of all, he has no envy towards the jivas of this. He sees them as amshas of Bhagavan. And he sees that they are actually following their path of action-reaction. And I am actually blessed by Krishna. So he always wishes to do well to the others. And those who are in knowledge will appreciate it, will become pleased by it. Those who are not in knowledge, they will always find fault in it. That's how the world is. Even when Sri Krishna came, he came only for the benefit of the world, right? But still people found fault in it. Is it not? That's the nature of the world. So Krishna is also teaching how the world is. You can never get that testimonial from the world, everyone of the world, that you're doing the best. No. What we need to get testimonial is from Guru. And if we are doing that truly, genuinely, then rest is in the hands of Krishna. We don't have control over them. The Pandavas who are so Ajata Shatru, this Yudhishthira is called, what kind of injustice he had to face, you see? So there is a subtle lesson there that we should actually be, first of all, having that outlook. That outlook is given by pure devotional service. And that outlook is, favored by the practice of, Jiva Daya, that aspect of pure devotional service, is it not? One should be compassionate. One should do compassionate activities towards them. And when one continues like that, there will be people who will come and acknowledge it, appreciate it. Huh? So be happy in that sense. Even the Goswamis, they were called Dhira, Adhira, Jana, Priyau, Priyakarau. There were devotees who were coming and acknowledging and praising them. There were also non-devotees, Adhira Jana. These Goswamis were dear to even though non-devotees also. Can you imagine? Just because they were so true to Krishna. So when we are true to Krishna, we see everyone as Amsha of Krishna. And we see with that compassionate view, we really want to wish well for them, do something for their benefit, whatever possible. And those who are seeing it will surely acknowledge it and this thing. So we need not struggle to get, yes, you are doing the right thing or the best thing from everyone. We need to have at least few people are very important in one's life, like Guru, like the fellow spiritual practitioners in whose association we are living. Not everyone in that association also. Those who are wishing well for us, who are trustworthy, such people, we should always go and check back with them. Am I behaving right? Am I doing right? Am I going wrong? So they should be happy. So Vaishnava Sangha in which we are living, they should be approving, acknowledging, blessing is going very good. So such a people, they should be the pointers of our direction of spiritual life. And when one's pure devotional service fully matures, like Dhruva, like the Vrajavasis and all, then we can see how that Jagat Prinanam, Jagat Tushtam will get manifest. So Jagat Tushtam here means the attitude, the vision, and the well-wishing heart a person develops because he sees it in connection to Krishna. In that sense. There are far deeper meanings on that actually. Anyway, that's my understanding, bro. Anyway, it's a very deep subject actually. Hope it helps. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Actually, what I understood was Jagatushta means everyone in the world will be happy. It's like you understood, no? That's what I was thinking. But from your explanation, I understand that devotee who is practicing pure devotional service, his perception towards the world will be like what to say, without any envy and like that.
Well-wishing, yeah.
Well-wishing, yeah. So it is not that everyone in the world will be happy. That is not the understanding of that.
And very interesting, when one sees with that well-wishing heart, he sees the Supreme Lord's directions back. He sees that how everyone is inspiring him. That's also another, what goes out comes back, in that sense also. So yeah, that's what, yes, Jagat Tushtam, it essentially means that those who are true, genuine, they will acknowledge. But the nature of this world also we cannot overlook. There will always be people. This world is a place filled with envy and anarthas, is it not? So we cannot account for those people's satisfaction. They are satisfied or not. Not necessarily. People who are not fully understanding spiritual understanding, they may not actually. It's possible. No? And between the two people, there will always be some non-alignment or difference of opinions, and some causes of this thing will always be there. But if there is focus of Krishna's happiness, it can be reconciled. Both can be satisfied. So in that sense, I see that, Prabhu. I won't say that fully the whole world will be praising him like that. That was not seen even in the life of Krishna himself or great devotees like Srila Prabhupada and all this. But yes, it actually is a reciprocation of Lord. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Basic question.
Is it okay if we take it? We'll just enter mantra 15 and then we will take it. Mantra 15 is a small shloka, but it's a very, very important shloka. We will take that and then we will take for any other questions after that. Okay. So Mantra 15 onwards is the last section of Ishopanishad coming. Very important section. This shows that this scripture, conclusion of this scripture is bhakti. It concludes with prayers. Where we see prayers. Prayers are usually seen in the path of bhakti, is it not? And it concludes, whom is he praying? As a conclusion, he is praying to Bhagavan. He is praying to some person. What does this show? This shows ultimately the supreme spiritual truth is personal, not impersonal. Very, very important conclusions are coming here. And there are 4 shlokas of prayers. Simple, very clear, succinct prayers. 2 prayers actually are for, oh Lord, please show your beautiful form. There is something which is blocking my vision. Please take it away and show me your form, your personal feature. And the last 2 shlokas, actually, they are praying, oh Lord, please guide me. Please have mercy on me. This is the time of death. That's the time of death, actually. The prayers are at the time of death. Mantra 17 and 18 are of. Okay. So we will enter this section of prayers, a very important section. And as I told earlier also, Mantra 15 is the next most important verse after Mantra 1. Mantra 1 is the most important verse in this Upanishad. Most important in the sense that it establishes how there is a controller, proprietor, owner of this entire existence, how one should live. That was Mantra 1, Ishavasya Tattva. And Mantra 15 tells that this world is ultimately controlled by a person. And the perfection of one's spiritual path is to have an audience with that person, to see that person, supreme person. The supreme truth, Param Satya, is Sakara, not Nirakara. That's why Mantra 15 is very, very important. Prabhupada largely quotes these 2 mantras in his lectures because other mantras, they are also explained in Bhagavad Gita in more details. Bhagavatam in much, much more details. But these 2 shlokas, they show the proofs of these 2 facts from Shrutis. This is a Shruti, no? Veda. Which Veda is this? Ishopanishad is in which Veda?
Yajurveda.
Yajurveda. Correct. Shukla Yajurveda it is. We had seen that. So, it's a part of Yajurveda. It is telling that this world is controlled by a person. And ultimately, the supreme truth is a person. It is shown here. This is a evidence. So, Mantra 15 is important in that light. Actually, earlier we used to memorize also this shloka. Nowadays, this is not there for memorization. It's reduced a lot. But this is a very nice verse. You can even memorize this verse to show to people, to prove to people that how ultimate spiritual truth is person. Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam pushan apavranu satya dharmaya drishtaye. See the word. See, there is one open book question for you. One which you have already answered, I hope. Ishavasya application and all. Second one is about proofs for personal form. For that, you will get a lot from here. Mantra 15, Mantra 16, you will get a lot. So please mark those points as we read. Okay. First thing, in the shloka, there is a word called Mukham. Very clear. Mukham. The one who is praying, he wants to see the mukha, the face. He is telling the face is covered by Hiranmaya Patra, a golden dazzling shine. Shine. Now, like sun, sometimes if you see in the afternoon, it's like shining, no? So that's the shine. You can't see the make out what's there behind. So that Hiranmaya Patra, golden effulgence, Apihitam, that face is covered by this. Hey Pushan, hey Lord who does Poshana, you are Pushan. That's the word used. Apavrunu, remove it. What he is telling to remove? What he is telling to remove? Tell it. Yes. To remove that shine, that covering of golden dazzling effulgence, shine, so that we can see Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. Please show yourself to your devotee. Very clear prayer. Please someone read, and other devotee can read translation online.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. Read. Oh my Lord.
O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotees.
So it's a very clear prayer. Sorry. It's a very clear prayer for seeing the face of the Supreme Person. So please note these points. Mukham. This itself is a great proof. And it is telling the shloka's prayer is remove the covering to see your face, your form, exhibit yourself. The shloka itself has proof. Now in the purports, if you go, there are many proofs. Okay. So let's see what are the proofs, what is it saying, all that. So what is that shine, It is
Brahmajyoti. Brahmajyoti.
So a devotee, he wants to cross the Brahmajyoti. He wants the Brahmajyoti to be removed so that he can see the form of the Lord. He has to appreciate the personal features of the Lord. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are many shlokas. Some shlokas very clearly say that how Bhagavan is the source of Brahmajyoti. Bhagavan is the source of Paramatma. First of all, Bhagavad Gita, who is speaking? Bhagavan Uvacha. Be very clear. So that's the Bhagavan speaking. It's not Paramatma speaking. It is who speaking? Bhagavan speaking. And he is telling, very interesting verse in 14 chapters, last part. Brahmano hi pratisthaham amritasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukhasya ikantikasya cha. So he is telling aham. Aham means what? I. So who is saying this? Bhagavan is saying. So Bhagavan is telling, I am pratishtha of Brahmana. Brahmana here means Brahma Jyoti. I am the pratishtha. Pratishtha means foundation. Sometimes we do that. Pratisthapana samarambha. Pratishtha means foundation. I am the basis of Brahman, impersonal Brahman. In Bhagavad Gita's direct shloka, this is there. So Prabhupada explains about Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. You remember this? We read it in our first verse. 3 aspects, 3 understandings of one truth. Complete understanding is Bhagavan, Paramatma, Brahman, Sat and Chit. Sat, Chit and Ananda. You remember this?
Yeah.
So Prabhupada describes that in the beginning, one starts at Brahmajyoti understanding, then he progresses Paramatma, then Bhagavan. And here Prabhupada, Krishna is telling he is the source of Brahmajyoti. Bhagavan is the basis of Brahmajyoti. It is from Bhagavan that the shine, the effulgence comes. Like a sun god, from him comes the sunshine. So that way, Bhagavan is the source of the Brahma Jyoti. Okay. That was Krishna is the source of Brahma Jyoti. Now there are one more shloka which says in Bhagavad Gita that Bhagavan is the source of Paramatma also. Where it is told in Bhagavad Gita, the shloka comes in the Vibhuti Yoga section. It's told at the end of listing all Vibhutis. Krishna says, I am this, among this, I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this. Close to 43, 45 Vibhutis are told there. And at the end he says, how much can I say? I can't say all that. What is the need of saying all that? Actually, understand this whole world is running because of my fragment. Eka amshena sthito jagat. Eka amsha. So he says this. What he says, see here. Athava bahunaitena kim jnatena tavarjuna. How much can I say? What is the need to say every listing all this? There is no end to it. He says, Vishthabhyaham idam kritsnam. I pervade everything, everyone in this existence. So it is all pervading. Sarva antaryami. Understand this? Huh? Omniscient, omnipresent, what we call now, pervading. Vishthabhyaham idam kritsnam. That is, what it means is Paramatma. Paramatma means what? All pervading personal form. Correct now? Vishthabhya aham idam kritsnam. I am present in everywhere. As what? As Paramatma. And what is that form? It is Eka Amsha. It is my one small Amsha. Huh? That Paramatma is my one small Amsha, which is actually making this whole material existence run. So this shloka says what? In essence, Krishna is the source of specifically Brahmajyoti. Either specifically Paramatma. The last shloka I told about Krishna, Bhagavan is the source of, basis of Brahmajyoti. And here it's telling Bhagavan is the basis of Paramatma. So please know how Prabhupada establishes that. Huh? And then he says, you know Bhagavan, you want to understand Bhagavan? Very difficult. Bhagavan is most confusing, is most bewildering. You know what is his activities? He says the personality of Godhead is filled with bliss. When he was at Vrindavan, he did a lot of pranks, he did a lot of leelas, he killed a lot of demons, but he also enjoyed just like a normal child of this world. He was like a butter thief, and he was doing all naughty things. He did all this only and only for pleasing his devotees. Though he appears to be someone of this world, but do not become mistake. Don't make that mistake. He came only for the pleasure of his devotees. Lord creates this, you see this, pastimes to attract the jnanis and the yogis of Hatha Yoga and all, so as to attract them. So Bhagavan is most difficult to understand, but he does descend to this world so that we become attracted to him. We can never reach him by our own knowledge. We have to wait for his own descent, or whomever he sends, either acharyas, gurus or shastra, and learn about him from them. It is he only who is Paramatma. It is he only who is Brahma Jyoti, whom the Jnanis are seeing. The yogis are going after Paramatma. And he only is playing here amidst these cowherd friends, Gopas. Just imagine how much these Gopas must be fortunate. Sakam Vijahru Krita Punya Punja. And when he comes to this world, he exhibits different rasas. He shows life in its full color and he attracts. You want this relationship? See how I relate in Dasya, in Sakhya, in Vatsalya, in Madhurya. So Krishna is showing I can satisfy all the types of relationships. This is his showing. And such a Lord, he is actually Bhagavan. He doesn't leave that spiritual world, that Goloka. He's there always. Simultaneously, he comes here also. It's not that when he comes there, no one is there. No, it's not like that. So he comes here so as to attract the jivas. He has nothing to do doing Srushti Pralaya and all that. He doesn't do himself at all. He does it through his Paramatma, his own Shaktis and all. But he comes only and only to attract the jivas to him. So we will pause here. What did we see today in this mantra number 15? That Bhagavan is the
source of
source of
Paramatma.
Brahmajyoti and Paramatma. Two shlokas, one for Brahmajyoti case, another for Paramatma. And Bhagavan, who is the highest, it's the highest understanding, his descent to this world is only and only for pleasing his devotees and to attract the jivas of this world. That's another purpose also. Yeah, there are enough. So, another thing, Bhagavan shows how there are different rasas which he exchanges, by which he attracts. Yeah, you're telling about Mukham, na? What is the point? Tell us.
To bring so that he removes the attachment.
The very shloka's meaning is that, please show your face, Mukha, remove the shine. What is that shine?
Brahmajyoti.
So this is a very important verse. We will see the further meanings of this verse. This verse and the next verse go together. And then the other two verses go together. We'll try to do them in our next meeting. Let's see how it happens, when it happens. But we will be progressing inch by inch or whatever. We will try to continue our discussion in the next session. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any of you have any comments or questions? Okay, yes, we can take surely questions. I have Prasad. Okay, those who come here, they get Prasad. Others, they have to come here to take Prasad. Prasad. Yes, please. Yeah, question, please. So I hope all of you are doing the open books now. Second open books questions answer, you are getting a lot of points. So please gather those points and frame your answer. That's an important reminder actually. Yes, Leela Madhuri.
Prabhu, short question. Who is the one who is offering this prayer actually?
It's an interesting question. Hare Krishna. So this prayer, as such, the whole, in the very beginning, I told two names in the beginning of this Upanishad. There is one Rishi who is revealing this Shruti. He's called Dadhyan Rishi. He is the mantra drashta of this Upanishad. Shrutis are always revealed through sages and they speak these verses. Also, at the same time, I also quoted Bhagavatam's one instance where Swayambhuva Manu himself tells these shlokas in the first chapter of 8th canto. So he tells there are few verses which are exactly the same verses. So it is actually saying how a jiva who gets increasing understanding about the Lord Isha from mantra 1 and then later understanding the qualities in mantra 8 and knowing proper knowledge and worship, he comes to that stage. As we see mantra 15 and 16, he is not a pure devotee. He still has some lot of clarity is there when we read those shlokas. Prabhupada will explain that he is an advancing devotee. It's not like a perfect devotee, pure devotee. Okay. Yeah.
So this is like, okay, the Ishavasya and all the things which we have heard. So this prayer also is like revealed to him, or this is his kind of reciprocation after hearing that, these
prayers are eternal. Every time these exact prayers are there. That's the nature of Shruti, na? We remember that. Shruti means exactly the same shloka, same number at every kalpa or every brahmanda, every srishti are exactly the same. So these are prayers, but it's a prayer during the growth of spiritual consciousness. So in the beginning, there were some statements of how one should understand Isha and all. How some qualities were told. In the beginning, some initial qualities were told. Now, some more qualities are being revealed. Is it not? So when one knows the proper knowledge and proper worship, then he cultivates that, the right worship, the Sambhuti worship, Vinash also he understands. He has also understood knowledge. Then he, with a lot of practice, now he has come to a state of realization. Then when he wants to see the face, in the beginning, one may not, this shloka is not told in the beginning purposefully, that it's at the progressed stage, actually, like that. Okay.
So this is his personal realization. Can we understand it like that?
Yes, yes. It's a realization of someone who genuinely follows these paths, these shlokas. Like that.
Okay.
Actually, mantra drashtas can change, but the mantras are same. The sages can change, but the jivas who take the role of the mantra drashta may change. Like in this kalpa or in this Vishwa, the Vishwamitra Rishi revealed Gayatri, but Gayatri mantra is a Shruti mantra. So in another universe, another jiva will take the role of Vishwamitra and he will reveal the same mantra. You get it? So mantra drashta jiva may change, but the mantra is same. That is the nature of Shruti. So it is showing, as I told, that's why I generalized it, that someone who follows this shlokas, he comes to that understanding, he prays like that. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We will meet in our next gathering meeting, mostly Saturday of the next week. Thank you very much. Shri Ishopanishad ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva patitanam pavanebhyo Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.